I mean, well, I guess it's ultimately a question of what kind of community and obligation Columbia feels it has to its students. Do you want students to die of dehydration and starvation?
You really want me to answer that?
Or get severely ill, even if they disagree with you?
Sometime later.
They just barricaded us in.
Oh my God.
They're laughing. They're laughing.
No way.
I can't say you know.
You. It's finals. Can I go home?
Stop, we will not let you go. Try that. We will not stop, we will not let you go.
Everybody takes videos. The NYPD is marching us into a building.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and you know that here at The Quartering, we do love a good dunk. We do love to dunk on some dum-dums, in particular, Marxist losers. By the way, if you're just a casual viewer and you haven't yet subscribed or followed wherever you're watching, please make an account and do so today. It's immensely important. If you watch on the Evil Green Monster website, because apparently if I mention their name on YouTube, videos get buried. Make sure you get the newest app. They just released some new apps, or a new update, and you follow the channel there. We're live every day at 5:30 Eastern, and we will be again today. Now, yesterday was a press conference. I've got like kind of a nice little grouping of commies having meltdowns when reality strikes. When faced with a brutal dose of reality, this is what we get. We have Columbia University. This is just one of many, so strap in. We've got some dum-dums for you today. Columbia University student, again, $80,000 US American dollars a year to attend this university. Columbia University student crumbles under questioning after claiming school was blocking their access to food and water and demanding, quote, humanitarian aid. Just so you know, the college experience, generally you have a meal plan, which means you wake up, you go to a mess hall, you get your breakfast, not for free, because, well, when I went to college, you had to pay extra for a meal plan. But you get your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner served to you, just like at home from mom and dad. You don't actually have any real responsibility to feed yourself for most of these rich kids. If you went to state school, community college like I did, then you were on your own. I packed lunches when I went to university. I couldn't afford to eat in the campus cafeteria because it was expensive. It was like, yeah, they had food there, but it was like eating out every day. It was like $10, $12 to eat lunch. And I'm like, nope, I'm going to have, peanut butter and jelly sandwich and some potato chips. That's what I'm going to have for lunch. And it's cost me $1 instead of $12. But that's not why we're here. I think the best thing I can do is just show the footage and commentate on it as opposed to, reading the article, because it's just so great.
Why should the university be obligated to provide food to people who've taken over a building?
By the way, I want to mention a couple things going on in this clip. There is a clearly gay man running security for this woman. Okay. I wonder what he thinks, how his fate would be in Palestine. It's just like, these people, like the meme, like look up the meme, like gays for Palestine, gays in Palestine. And you'll get what I'm saying. So the reporter asks, hey, why do you think you have the right to demand anything when you took over a building? That's what the reporter asked.
Why should the university be obligated?
Look at this guy. He put his makeup on and a brand new towel to wear around his neck in solidarity with people that would throw him from a roof.
First of all, we're saying that they're obligated to provide food to students who pay for a meal plan here.
Now, the reason that the students aren't getting their meals is because of this crotch, okay? There's 36,000 other students who are stuck in lockdown because you morons took over campus. 36,000, 37,000 hungry students who paid for a meal plan that because the campus is shut down, they cannot access. If I were those 36,000 people and I was hungry, I wouldn't be pointing at the university. I'd be rooting you out.
But you mentioned that there was a request that food and water be brought in, unless I misunderstood.
To allow.
So she requested food and water. Like these kids, again, I can't stress this enough. $80,000 a year college students are LARPing like they're Palestinians.
You mentioned that there was a request that food and water be brought in, unless I misunderstood.
To allow it to be brought in. I mean, well, I guess it's ultimately a question of what kind of community and obligation Columbia feels it has to its students. Do you want students to die of dehydration and starvation?
She claims that the university will allow their students to die. By the way, these students who are here are voluntarily here. They could take a 5-minute break and go get lunch. They could go to McDonald's, get themselves the brand new McCrispy. It's back, I've been told by Pat Beverly. There's nobody forcing them to stay there. There's nobody stopping them from having 5 or 10 people from their encampment to go get their DoorDash. Nobody's stopping them from bringing food, water, snacks, whatever they want there to their little stupid LARP. Nobody's stopping that, and they're pretending like they are.
Or get severely ill, even if they disagree with you. If the answer is no, then you should allow basic, I mean, it's crazy to say because we're on an Ivy League campus, but this is like basic humanitarian aid we're asking for. Like,
they're asking for humanitarian aid for a sit-in that they are voluntarily participating in. And this reporter is making this moron look absolutely stupid. Imagine you're this girl's parents. You're on your 4th job because you have to pay this kid's $80,000 a year tuition. Or imagine you're me or you and you live in America and your tax dollars will be used to pay for this idiot's college education when they don't get a real job.
Could people please have a glass of water?
But they did put themselves in that very deliberately.
Crazy to say because we're on an Ivy League campus, but this is like basic humanitarian aid.
She's so
for.
stupid.
Like, could people please have a glass of water?
But they did put themselves in that.
They put themselves voluntarily, he says.
In that situation and in that position. So it seems like you're sort of saying, we want to be revolutionaries, we want to take over this building. Now would you please bring us food and water?
This reporter just like low-key absolutely short-circuiting this LARPer. Like, she's like, but we need food and water. There's somebody in the crowd that's like, don't you have water bottles? And then the reporter's like, yo, I thought you're revolutionaries. Now you want us to bring you Cheese Whiz and ramen noodles? Go get them. No one's keeping you here, you clown. Like, nobody's keeping these idiots here.
Nobody's asking them to bring anything. We're asking them to not violently stop us from bringing in basic.
So now she's making the accusation that Columbia University is aggressively stopping them from getting food and water. By the way, something they are not doing.
Anything. We're asking them to not violently stop us from bringing in basic humanitarian aid.
They're stopping the delivery of food.
We are looking for a commitment from them that they will not.
So this other reporter is like, wait, they're stopping your food? Well, no, they're not doing that. But you just said that they're doing that. No, we just want them to issue a statement saying they won't. But they're not doing it, right? No, they're not doing it. They're not stopping us.
Stop it
But
violently.
they haven't stopped it yet.
I don't know to what extent it's been attempted, but we're looking for a commitment.
They're not. They haven't stopped. They're not good. They haven't stopped at all. They haven't stopped a single thing from flowing straight through. And you can see here, her claims are misleading. 1, per Columbia campus, dining is open. They can go get all the free food they want, or it's included with their tuition. 2, humanitarian aid is for saving lives in the most dire situations. Natural disasters, as an example. The students can leave if they want. Just an absolutely savage. Her entire bio on Columbia's website is about viewing everything through a lens of Marxism. She's a literal communist whining for someone to bring her lunchbox. I mean, everyone points out, lol, this guy. Yeah, look at he's wearing makeup and like a belly shirt, so he can have his midriff exposed to the other. He's clearly gay, right? No straight man dresses like that. You see George G. Prime saying perhaps they want a chalky milk and animu crackers too. This is why, quote, the revolution will not be televised. people would realize how stupid, staged, and enabled by others the quote revolutionaries actually turned out to be. Columbia University announced that student protesters who broke into Hamilton Hall overnight will be expelled. Justice. Most students on campus are studying for final exams, preparing for the graduation ceremonies. Absolutely savage. Actual consequences. We regret that protesters have chosen to escalate the situation through their actions. Our top priority is restoring safety and order on our campus. Somebody got a call. We made it very clear yesterday that the work of the university cannot be endlessly interrupted by protests who violate the rules. Continuing to do so will be met with clear consequences. Protesters who have chosen to escalate to an untenable situation, vandalizing property, breaking doors and windows, and blockading entrances, and we are following through with consequences we outlined yesterday. Students occupying the building face expulsion. Protesters were informed that their participation in the encampment already violated numerous university policies. We gave everyone in the encampment the opportunity to leave peacefully. By committing the unabide by university policies, they would be allowed to complete the semester. Students who did not commit to terms we offered are now being suspended. Those students will be restricted from all academic and recreational spaces and may only access their individual residence, and seniors will be ineligible to graduate. The hammer gets brought down. All this, it's finals. Can I go home? Like, I'm not kidding. Listen to this. The cops said, no, you don't get to leave now. What happens is the cops show up and they say, nah, player, you don't get to leave. You stuck here. You live here now. And then now look at the consequences.
Oh my fucking God. No fucking way. Fuck you. It's finals. Can I go home?
No. You don't get to. Yeah, you get to go home. You're gone. You're suspended. You're not going to get to graduate. You don't get to take your finals. And you're going to have to tell your parents that you were LARPing as a Marxist revolutionary and got kicked out of school, and that they wasted $80,000 a year on your education. The dildo of consequences rarely arrives lubed, and it's finally here for some of these idiots, and I couldn't be happier. If you're happy, make sure that you leave a like on this video. If you haven't yet, please do follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.